Crews are working around the clock cleaning up the land around the oil tanker crash site in Galena, Illinois. This all happened back on March 5th when 21 cars jumped the track. 7 cars started spilling oil. 5 of those caught on fire, sending those flames you see right there 100 feet into the sky and creating smoke that was visible for miles. To deal with the aftermath now, the Environmental Protection Agency joined forces with the company running the cars and other agencies to create a plan to clean it all up and keep the community safe. Today, we got a first-hand look at the steps being taken now to preserve the environment and the water sources right near that crash site. CBS News reporter Kevin Barry explains what's happening and how it's affecting nearby Galena.
The derailment happened farther up the river in that direction, but the cleanup that's going on now is trying to make sure the chemicals don't spread into the woods and that doubts about people's safety don't spread around town. In a place that's been protected by a flood wall for more than 60 years, the water is king.
This town is a big river town. You know, there's a lot of boaters, a lot of fishermen.
So once the fire was put out,
it was such a big explosion.
Stopping chemicals from seeping deeper into the soil and the water supply was next. For now, workers are using metal pilings that go 30 feet into the ground or until they hit bedrock to isolate the site. Eventually, they'll dig a trench, clean the water, potentially bring in new dirt to replace what's been too contaminated to leave.
The idea behind that is to protect the integrity of the location as well as the integrity of the river, and to keep any contaminants contained.
They say removing any trace of the spill is a reachable goal, even without knowing how long the process will take or exactly how contaminated the soil is right now.
Well, it's amazing what you can do. You remediate that area.
The river that eventually winds its way through downtown is just feet away, and so far,
what we've been told is that nothing's been contaminated.
There's a lot of trust along the downtown street that looks too quaint to be real. The mantra is stop the oil, but not the green.
Revenue is tourists.
Lisa's store used to be Ulysses S. Grant's father's leather shop.
Have a good afternoon.
History is in the woodwork.
So if the tourists hear about this and, like, oh, maybe we won't come to Galena.
The rail company's already been running about 40 cars a day over that same track. They say the next challenge is going to be the spring flooding that's going to test if they can keep all that contaminated soil from spreading elsewhere. In Galena, Illinois, Kevin Barry, CBS 2 News.